watching out for you. This is Newswatch 12 Midday.
Welcome back to Newswatch 12 Midday. We're going to check back in with Stormwatch 12 meteorologist Oliver Smith. So Oliver, we're going to continue to expect some of the cold conditions, rain, snow. We're going to see any changes in our forecast.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at that this weekend, and then we're going to be looking at even some bigger changes as we get towards the middle of next week. Cover that here in a little bit, but current temperatures right now are into the 40s and 50s, so most of us are actually about 5 to 10 degrees cooler compared to 24 hours ago. It's 54 right now in Montague. You're a little bit warmer because you have a pretty decent wind, sustained wind at 18 miles an hour out of the south. That'll usually keep you a little bit warmer, 17 miles an hour out towards Klamath Falls. So a little bit breezy in some areas. Now we do have plenty of rain in southwestern Oregon, making it into the Cascades, just a little bit now starting to make it east of the Cascades, but eventually all of this activity will push later on this afternoon and into this evening. So we do have at least steady rain west of the Cascades for now. The heaviest rain though is actually down to our south a little bit, but eventually this will be moving into our region. Now our main system that's giving us the rain right now will change over to showers. This is all offshore and this will wobble into our region over the next couple of days, kind of a slow west to east progression on that. Forecast highs for today in the 50s and 60s, so cooler overall, but we're looking at 55 for Klamath Falls. 62 is the forecast high for Medford. We'll be dropping to about 41 for tonight and 30s down to our south and east the Cascades. 36 is the forecast though for Wairika, 33 for Mount Shasta City. Now, in terms of that rainfall that we were just looking at, you can see it's over us right now. This will be pushing off east the Cascades once we get late afternoon and into the early evening hours. Could be briefly heavy at times, but notice how once we get towards the later part of tonight, or the early part of tonight, we're starting to see a little bit more blue showing up on the map. And then this is about 1 o'clock in the morning, even more blue because the snow level will finally start to come down from about 6,000 feet, which is where it's at right now, to about 3,500 feet for tonight, for tomorrow. Now, what we're going to be looking at is also, once this front moves through, we'll be looking at chance of thunderstorms for tonight and all day on Saturday, essentially west of the Cascades. But snow level still will be fairly low for Saturday. We'll get a little bit more of a break, though, possibly on Sunday. Now, how much rain are we going to be looking at between now and, say, early on Sunday morning? Well, about 1/10 of an inch to maybe 1/4 of an inch here in Medford. I don't think it's going to be that much out east the Cascades, but about 1/10 of an inch or so. But Mount Shasta City and along the Oregon coast, you're definitely going to pick up a pretty good amount of rain, about 1.5 inches to 3 inches, or even a little bit more into the higher elevations. Most of Siskiyou County does have a winter weather advisory effective tonight through early on Sunday morning for about 4 to 10 inches. Forecast above 4,000 feet. We could be looking at several inches along the Oregon Cascade passes for tonight and into tomorrow, although a lot of this is actually going to melt on the roadways initially, so it won't be quite as impactful as it might be indicating, and a couple inches out east the Cascades as well. Friday, though, Friday afternoon, we'll still be looking at, that's today, we'll be looking at wind gusts, pretty gusty for today. A little less gusty possible on Saturday, but then the wind will finally start to die down once we get towards Monday. But then shifting out towards Wednesday, we could be looking at some pretty significant wind all throughout the region. And we're first going to have this cold air that's over us right now. It's going to give us our lower snow levels, maybe down to 3,000 feet this weekend. Then we stay fairly active as we go into early next week, and we might get a little bit of a break on Tuesday before here's that big wind waker and rain and snow maker, and we're going to be looking at that pattern for Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday. So in terms of winter weather impacts, not as big of a deal for Sunday, but every other day will have some kind of impacts throughout the region. Forecast for the Oregon coast will stay in the 50s, overnight lows into the 40s, plenty of showers for every single day. Northern California will be looking at rain and snow for virtually the next 7 days, but low temperatures dropping into the 30s. For the Klamath Basin, we'll also be looking at highs in the 40s and 50s. Could see some rain and snow at times, but temperatures dropping overnight lows into the 20s and 30s. Cascades will definitely help replenish our snowpack over the next several days, so that'll be good news for that sense. But here in the Rogue Valley, we'll be looking at showers pretty much every single day. Warmest day will be today.